Hello everybody, this is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo, and today I joined in with a collaboration challenge. So last week, Melissa over at Melissa Jewelry Art, she's on Instagram and she's also on YouTube. I'll leave links to her social media down in the description box below. But anyway, she had a little bit of a shout out as to who wants to join in with a collaboration, just the two of us. And I said I would be interested. And the challenge that she issued me was to make a piece of jewelry with the theme of flowers. So today we're going to make 3 pair of earrings. I've got one of each earring done. This will be the first pair of earrings that we do. And for this, I'm using these little upside down flowers. You see a lot of these in like lucite material. These are actually glass. Here we go. Aren't those pretty? So for each pair of earrings, you're going to need 2 of those. And then I have these little 4mm glass beads. And I have some bead caps and a 6mm glass crystal here. And I am using the shiny copper, which eventually is going to tarnish, which is fine. I actually like the tarnished look of like the darker copper, the antique copper. So I am okay when it gets darker. Some people even put stuff on it to make it darken naturally right away. I don't like to mess with chemicals, so I won't be doing that. But you're going to need an ear wire, and then we're using some 20 gauge copper wire. You'll also need round nose pliers, flat nose pliers, wire cutters. Optional is this, and I'll talk a little bit about that later. All right, let's make the first pair of earrings. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little wire smoothers and smooth out the wire. I finally fixed these. I don't know if any of you have the same issue, but these little plastic things, they keep coming off. I glued it this time with some E6000, so hopefully it's going to stay in place. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put the little, let's see, let me figure this out. I got to go from the top to the bottom because I want to do this first. So we have a bead cap and then little 6mm crystal, glass crystal with another bead cap, and then the little flower. And then I'm going to put that little tiny bead. Uh-oh. Let me clip this off. It may not be. There we go. Somehow this got bent a little bit. So this is what we have. Now, I just took my pliers and I made just a little tiny scrunchy loop. And the way I did that is I took my round nose pliers and at the very, very tip, I just rolled a tiny loop. And then I squashed it. You can use these pliers or your flat nose pliers. And I just wanted it squashed. Now, I made a mess here, so I'm going to fix it. Oops. Okay. And this is optional. I'm just going to take my little hammer and lightly hammer it a little bit. Just kind of makes it tougher and gives it a little bit of a more of a rustic look, which I like. And then I take all my beads and slide them down there. And we are going to make a loop. I'm going to try to match it as much as I can. Remember, this is handmade, so it's not going to be perfect. Leave a little room for the wrapping. And sometimes you'll have to scrunch those up. Did I do a messy loop? Or a messy wrap? I did not do a messy wrap. I was thinking I did a messy wrap. I usually do messy wraps. Okay. There we go. Clip that off. And then that little piece of wire, just scrunch in, just your loop if needed. And then you take your ear wire and open it up. And we have earring number 1 done in the floral theme. I really like these. They kind of remind me of woodsy a little bit, maybe like a Maury girl look with a little rust color and the turquoise. But that's a set of earrings number 1. All right, here's earring number 2. It's still the floral theme, but I turned this one into a little fairy, or it could be an angel if that's what you like. Got the little wings here, so we've got one of these little floral beads in pink, and then one of these little beads for the head, and we're using silver tone this time. We need one of those little white beads, a head pin. Where are the wings? Here are the wings. Need some wings. And I need 2 bead caps. And then we're going to need round nose, flat nose, and wire cutters. Set those aside. And the first thing I'm going to do is put the little white bead on there, then the flower, then the wings. Make sure the wings are right side up. You don't want upside down wings. Then we have a bead cap, bead, and bead cap. These are really simple to do here. And I'm just inspecting to make sure I've got everything just like the other one. So I'm going to take my flat nose pliers and I'm going to bend it 90 degrees. Clip that off. And then with my round nose pliers, roll a loop. Open it up, ear wire, and close it up. These are really quick. And aren't they cute? Got us some little fairies, little floral fairies. So that's earring number 2. Now to move on to number 3. Now here's going to be earring number 3. And when we were discussing the theme, she mentioned butterflies. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to add a little butterfly to one of my earrings. And so for this pair of earrings, we're going to be using, again, the little glass floral bead. I've got a butterfly charm, an ear wire. We need 1 bead cap. And And see what else. Oh, I don't know if you can see it, but right here I used a little yellow glass crystal. I could have used blue, but I really like pink and yellow together. Those are two of my favorite colors. And I had some yellow crystals, and so I decided to use them. Just need one. And then I'm going to be using this 20 gauge wire. And basically we're going to make a link, this link right here. And before we close the bottom up, we'll add the butterfly. So, like we did the first pair, I need to start from the top, which is the yellow glass crystal. And I think this is a 3 millimeter. It's really tiny. And then a bead cap. And then the floral bead. And I believe that's it. Let's make sure. And so we're going to take our round nose pliers and we're going to wrap a loop. Oh, before I do that though, I want to add my butterfly. Sometimes I forget to do that. Got to pay attention to what you're doing. And then we're going to wrap this around. Once we get it all wrapped around, tuck that end in. And I'm going to feed all the beads down. And at the top here, I did a messy wrap. So that's what I want to do on this one, is a messy wrap. And when you do a messy wrap, you're not going to do any two identical. They will be a little different. But that's the way nature is. There are no two things exactly alike. Okay, so I want to make sure that my loop is facing in the right direction. And then I'm going to just open up my ear wire. And again, I want to make sure everything's, facing in the right direction. And close it up. And I'm going to take some pictures of all these and put it at the end of this video so you can get a better look at them. But here are these. These are really pretty. And I hope you go check out Melissa's social media and see what she did. Probably be on her Instagram. She may have it on both, I'm not sure, but she reached out to me on Instagram, so that's where pictures of these will be. Here's the last one. Which do you like the best? Do you like number 1, the little turquoise and rust-colored copper earrings? Do you like number 2, the fairies? Or do you like number 3, the butterflies? Let me know down in the comment section below, and y'all have a great day. This is Terry Jeanette with the Tapping Flamingo signing out for now. Bye-bye.